Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah Perikei Halacha Tes. Somebody who desires a certain woman, and became sick from the desire. He's about to die. And the Reifim have no solution. He won't be satiated until she has a relationship with him. That's what is Yomus Valtiva. She shouldn't save his life. Let him die. And she should not live with him. I feel even if she was never married. Because it doesn't matter. Because when it comes to relationships, one has to give their life. Even if she says, all I need to do is talk to her without seeing her, it's also forbidden. We don't tell them to do so. You should die and not speak to her from behind the fence. So the daughters of Israel should not become abandoned and open to everyone. And they will come because of these things to break open the barriers of forbidden relationships. The Makar is in the Sanhedrin. There's an incident with a person that he desired a certain woman and he became sick from it, and they asked the doctors, and they said there's nothing that will help him unless he lives with her. As the Chacham say, let him die and not have a relationship with her. And let her stand before him naked? No. He should die and not let her stand before him naked. Speak with him behind the fence? Let him die and not speak to her. In the Gemara, there's two opinions. If we're referring only to a married woman or even a non-married woman. And the Gemara says, according to the one that's unmarried, why shouldn't he speak with her? Ravika says, so that Bnei Yisrael should not be open to illicit relationships. And the Rambam says, the Halacha accords with the one that says even a non-unmarried woman is forbidden, so that the Jewish girls will not be open to illicit relationships, promiscuous relationships. Beis Yosef, here there says, why are we so stringent? It's a question of death. We should be lenient, and we should say that it's only by a married woman that's forbidden, but not by an unmarried woman. And he says, since from her side it is a sit and do nothing, and therefore we tell her to sit and do nothing. And since the Gemara says another reason to forbid a married woman because of promiscuity, the possibility of promiscuity. The Yavetz writes in the name of the Ran, to prove from this Gemara that by the three major sins, one should permit himself to die and not transgress, even where there is no death penalty, because the Chacham made an edict. She shouldn't stand before him naked. She shouldn't speak with him, even though there is no penalty of death on that. And that's a questionable halacha, because where do we find that be killed and not transgress forbids a woman to speak to somebody on the other side of the fence? But since he is the one that enticed his desire about himself, and he should not have brought himself to such a state, the woman is not required to disgrace herself with something such as this to save somebody who desires her. That even though there's no prohibition, and even if she's agreeable, the Rambam forbade it so that Jewish girls will not be promiscuous. But regular forbiddenness, there's no din of Yorei Bal Yava. As we learned earlier, that the forbiddenness of healing oneself is only with the three major transgressions. And if he did transgress, he's punished by Beis Din, and that's the difference between whether a non-Jew forced him or he himself forced himself. And here in this situation, he's forcing himself, and therefore Beis Din would punish him if he did transgress on something that's liable with a penalty.